Hey, I apologize for having the same shirt on. Because I know all of you clean Israelites going to say Cap got the same hoodie on that he had from last night. Sometimes I do that kind of shit. It's my hoodie. It is my hoodie, right? So
Shit, it's my hoodie.
being that it's my hoodie, I think I should be able to wear it every day if I chose to. Now, I won't be like that white kid from Bad Teacher just wearing it because he want his dad to come back. I ain't gonna go that far with it. Let me put this in here. Boom. Shout out to Trinity. You are definitely first. Shout out to Trinity. Let me play a song while I finish setting this up. Damn, it's hot. Where's my recent songs that I played? It was Not Tazaryach. I want to play that song by Not Tazaryach again. There we
They said free the Palestinians, then celebrate the death of native Indians. How these other races gon' take us serious? They don't. It's silly thinking you can fight oppression with a vote. I'm so woke, I got sleep deprivation. Belly of the beast giving birth to a nation. You know how I feel to have culture and they take it. It'll never be peace. Tell them free the reservation. Till it's backwards. They don't know that they exist no more. Ever try reaching out for help and you just get ignored? Pick up vices like drugs and try to fill a void. They get a youth life sentence for a killing. He was just a boy. Niggas pouring what we living for. Life a gamble, it's like 10 or 4. Police hands around your neck, they just hit record. We in war, man, this ain't the norm. But you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah, you don't know how I feel to be black. Yeah.
You don't know how Cat put belt the ass. Cat put belt the ass yesterday.
You don't know how I feel to be black.
Yeah, man, it was major belt the ass, man. I was supposed to throw a lot of strays because a lot of people talking shit. I heard Pastor Bennett talking shit. Let me tell you something. Pastor Bennett, you know I love you, Pastor Bennett. You good, Pastor. But only a weak-ass nigga would think a man having a child in the middle of a debate so he has to leave the debate would account for a win for him. That's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say it again. Only a weak-ass nigga would think that a man having a kid during a debate, gotta leave the debate, would think that that means that's a win for him. And never finish the debate. What I mean by never finish the debate, so for those that don't know, back in 2020, my son Tazaryach was born. So as I'm in the middle of the debate, my wife calls me. I'm going into labor. I have to take her to the hospital. I have to leave the debate. I can't stay in the debate. I got to leave the debate. I text Sinetta. My wife is in labor. Got to go. So as Sinetta and them is telling them, yo, that's dope. Look at the crown. Okay. I see the little crown on my head. Shout out to, who sent me that crown? Shout out to POS, man. Sent the royal crown, man. So as I'm in the middle of this debate with Pastor Bennett, my wife goes into labor. This nigga still think that's a W. And so we were supposed to do it over. Y'all asked that nigga if he ever did that debate over. And then when he finally came out of retirement, it was grand opening, grand closing. That was early this year. Early this year, he called himself calling me out. Nigga went to some collegiate class or some shit, some high educational class on the Bible to learn some shit to beat me. Called me out. Said he wanted to do a debate and properly got his ass whooped, sent his ass back packing. Sent his ass right back packing. So he got to get the straight too. Man, fuck these niggas. Okay, I'm still a little hyped up from yesterday. But I would beat the shit out of all of y'all. Like people don't be understanding. People think like, I don't know what it is. There's a lot of people that have self-confidence in yourself. And you're supposed to have some level of self-confidence. But what they learned yesterday is that, so what they learned yesterday, so you got this hand mic named Sekou that everybody knows is not good. But Sanetta's pumping up. This is Sanetta's king. This is Sanetta's new guy that he feel has enough hype. I have a conversation with him. I'm not impressed by it, so I say I'm good. I don't want to debate him. And that's the thing, like people think that because you talk about something, you got to debate him. If you don't debate him, you scared. I've never called somebody a coward for not debating me. No, let me see. Wait, let me see. No. I don't know if I've ever called somebody a coward if I said, let's debate, and then they say, nah, I don't want to debate. If you don't want to debate, that's cool. I've called people cowards for being scared of me before. Yes, I have. But to offer a debate, they say, no, hey, man, that's your business. Go ahead. Listen, man, do your thing. Do your thing. Sometimes it's safer. And so I think when I said no to him, and I've said no to others as far as doing debates, it's just not something. Some people are just not worth my time. Some people are, I think some people's agendas are off. Some people's purposes are off. And you're always going to be used, me included, meaning like when you debate anybody, you're going to be used for their purpose, just like I'm going to use them for my purpose. So if I'm going to put myself in a position where this person could say, I debated or battled Captain Tazaryach, I have to at least get something out of it the same way they get something out of it. And if I ain't feeling it, I ain't feeling it. And so when I said I ain't want to debate Sekou, all them niggas in the blackity black world, said, Cap running, start talking all kind of shit. I hear it. And so I still was ignoring it. I wasn't, because I'm used to people talking about me. I'm used to people saying Cap lied. I'm used to people saying Cap this, Cap that, whatever the case may be. And at the same time where they saying that, I'm still number one in this particular field. Like when you say, if we talking shit, right? If we talking shit and you say Israelite outside of Commander Jenny Hanna, General Hyman, the name ISHBK, it's my name that pops up. Like keep it 100. Like y'all, like you got to keep that 100. When you say Israelite, you're saying Captain Tazaryach. So with all the lying and everything that they say, and they're not saying it because I paid for any views. I didn't pay for no bots. I didn't pay for no celebrities to like me. I ain't pay for nothing. I'm just me. Shout out to Eric Tony, Eric Tinsley rather. Appreciate the super chat donation. I'm only me. I'm a servant of the Most High. I will whoop your ass in the name of, that's what I've done. So, despite what people say, how my man Genuine say it, another brother of mine became a brother. Genuine is another brother. What's that song you got? The same OG. So I'm the same old T. I'm going to say T because it jingles right. So I'm the same old T. I'm the same nigga since y'all know me. So if I say no, I don't want to debate you. I just don't. But, so while I'm doing a live, yes, I can, Meek. I definitely can sing. So while I'm doing a live, man, I appreciate that super chat. So while I'm doing a live yesterday, as I'm at the gym, Sanetta calls me up. Now, I'm thinking, I don't know what, Sanetta been calling. Sanetta been calling damn near every day. Hey, man, debate Sekou, let's do this. So here comes Sanetta with the call out in front of everybody. So I'm like, F it, let's do it at 7. And so he put me on the hot seat. And I always think of like, I'm gonna tell y'all something, right? I remember I debated Shaka, and I don't know if y'all could see this on the debate with Shaka, but if you go watch the battle I had with Shaka in the middle, I know how to say, and I got this from Jenna Hyman. Actually, I got this from Paul. If I'm being honest, I got this from the Apostle Paul, certified prophet of the Most High God, speaks as the oracles of God. That's Paul. And what I got from Paul, this is what I got from Paul. In the book of, it's either Acts, it could be Acts, it's like Acts 16, 17, something like that. There's a battle Paul is having against the Sadducees and Pharisees, right? And the Sadducees and Pharisees are both coming up against Paul. And Paul perceives, let me see. When Paul perceives that as they're coming up against them, right? Let me see if I can find this. I'm going to see if I can find this scripture. This is what I learned from Paul. And the reason why I say Jenna Hyman, because Jenna Hyman taught me this, that what Paul did. And this is what Paul did. Let me see if Acts 23. So in Acts the 23rd chapter, right? It says, Paul says, but when Paul perceived that one part was Sadducee and the other part was Pharisee, he cried out in the council, men and brethren, I am a Pharisee, the son of a Pharisee, of the hope of the resurrection of the dead, I am called into question. Shout out to Rap to Reality. It said, you the GOAT, Cap. Fuck what they talking about. The ass whooping was serving hot and ready. Shout out to you, Rap to Reality. So when Paul perceives that one side was the Pharisee, one side was Sadducee, the reason why he brought up the resurrection, because the Sadducees didn't believe in any resurrection, the Pharisees did. And what he did was divided them. And so what I learned from that, and what I learned from what the general taught me, is that there's a thing that you can do that can throw people off in any battle. So like when I have conversations, so sometimes I have conversations with people on Clubhouse, and people think those are battles to me. Those are not battles. Those are all conversations. Those are not battles. Hey, the shit ain't even that deep. If we're not in debate mode, it's not a debate. But people be so thirsty. People think everything is debates. Everything is not a debate. Everything is not a battle. Some things just a cut in a conversation. That's it. So the one with Shaka, if y'all go back and watch that battle I had with Shaka, this how I threw Shaka stupid ass off. Me and Shaka is on the screen, right? We looking at each other. Garfield is the moderator of the debate. In the middle of that shit, Shaka's on the screen. And I don't know if Shaka smelt his underarms or not, but Shaka just starts putting deodorant on. Shaka just started putting deodorant on in front of me. Like, you can't do this type of... Listen, if y'all know anything about me, when Polite twirled his woman in front of me, you know what I did in the second round? I said, how do y'all treat that woman like a fucking whore? If you do something in front of me, I'm going to use it. So when Shaka started putting it, I said, damn, Shaka, you don't even want to smell yourself, huh? Shaka didn't know that his stupid ass was on camera putting fucking deodorant on. And so I used it against him and said, damn, Shaka stinks so bad, he don't even want to smell his own shit. Fucked his whole head up for the whole debate. So when Sarnetta says he want to do this HOK, he want me to come on the hot seat, I'm saying to myself, so now I say, okay, bet we going to do it at 7 o'clock. So once I know I'm in battle mode, that's all I'm thinking about. So I'm at the gym. Damn, they couldn't work out at the gym because a lot of people was calling me. I leave the gym. I had to go get some milk for my baby girl. And I said to myself, as I'm creating the fly, so, and this is what I like, that chat GPT, I typed in the chat GPT, I said, make a photo of Captain Tazaryach versus Sarnetta. And they was like, do you want a street style, everything like that. The only thing I ain't like, they made me skinny as hell. I'm a big nigga. I don't know if y'all know. You seen the video I put on Instagram, pushing the 125 dumbbells. I'm a big nigga. So when I create the stream, I'm like, Captain Tazaryach versus Sinetta. And I said to myself, I said, these niggas talking a lot of shit. They expected me to be like calm and cool and just answer their questions. I said, I'm going to come in like a savage. And so my whole intent, that whole debate, the whole time we on that live, I said, I'm coming in like a savage. And this is one space where I love Sinetta, because Sinetta, you notice Sinetta was not mad. Now I'm cutting Sinetta too. I'm like, come on, nigga, do this. Shut up. What it is. I'm talking to Sinetta like I'm talking to everybody else. Sinetta didn't care. And I put that old nigga, listen, yo. They had some old nigga on there. I'm like, get to it, nigga. I ain't care if you was old, if you was young, if you was popping shit about me on House of Conscious platform, and shout out to House of Conscious platform. If you was talking shit to me on House of Conscious platform, everybody was getting it. I got that damn Naphtali. I told that. Wait. Did y'all hear what I said about Naphtali? Listen, Sinetta kept wanting to bring Naphtali on my damn platform. And if y'all don't know, Naphtali makes pictures. Now, I just keep stuff in my memory. And so whenever I have something in my memory, when you come into my ear on my space, and my memory remembers what you did, what I say? I said, tell Naphtali to get off my nuts. And here's how so cool I was. Listen. Here's how cool I was with the shit. I knew when I said for Naphtali to get off my nuts, I knew instantly that people was going to say, that's a married woman. Why you talk to her like that? So I said, get off my nuts and stay on your husband's nuts. You shouldn't be on my nuts. Why you on my nuts? Why you on Kata's nuts? You should be wearing your husband's nuts out. Up here trying to talk to me. You got a whole nigga in the house. I said, I feel sorry for your damn husband. Your husband should be taking you to counsel. Your husband should have took you to counsel and said, stop being on these niggas' nuts. My nuts is full. I got blue balls. Yeah, I had JJ. Listen, I had that nigga JJ. What do he call himself? Mandinka Malley, stupid nigga. I had that nigga in his feelings. Called that nigga bitch. How you calling us bitches? I said, no, I ain't calling y'all bitches. I'm calling you a bitch. And then had the nigga stay on the platform the whole time. If you watch that shit, every time Sinetta let somebody else speak, JJ in the back, oh, come on, Si, he running. Come on, Si, he do. That shit, if you want to see some straight ass whooping funny comedy, you go back and watch that on the replay. No, it wasn't Nepal. Shut your stupid ass up. It wasn't no fucking Nepal. Nepal is Sinetta's wife. When he showed a picture of when he showed Nepal on the screen, I said, nah. I said, Si, nah, don't bring Nepal up here, because I don't want to talk to Nepal. Nepal would have softened me up, because as Sinetta's wife, I would not have talked to her like that, because Nepal has never disrespected me. So I didn't want her on there, because she would have softened me up, and I didn't want to be soft. I wanted to be pure, unadulterated, diabolical. And then we got the Stinky Inky. Stinky Inky tried to get up there, and this the thing, when people be thinking, this the other thing that mind boggles me, and I don't know why this part is still said about me, is that people say I don't study, I don't know the Bible, I can't. They'll say things like, I don't study, I don't know things outside the Bible, I don't know history, I don't know none of these things. People say that all the time, and here come stinky ass Inky. Stinky ass Inky asked me the dumb question about the location of Israel, of the Garden of Eden. I didn't understand the reason for the question. And then I had to remind him, again, my memory. So the last interaction I had with memory, with Inky, Stinky Inky said that the sun was ejaculating. Yo, what straight man would say the sun is ejaculating on the earth, on the people? What straight man would say that? This man said the sun was ejaculating and then tried to lie and say he didn't say it. And I had this shit in the chamber. I said, hold up. Let's play it. Lo and behold, we played it. And the nigga said out of his own mouth, the sun is ejaculating. And then he thought he was going to have a point with the genetics, and it really showed. And this is now this is something that people suffer from directly. Well, you know, when you say had the ammunition, I did, but I didn't know Inky was going to be one of the ones that was going to come on there, but I had it. You're right. So I had the ammunition. And then he wanted to go into the genetics, and what we found out was his genetics will look a shit to identify who a people are. My genetics are internal. So he pulls up the picture of Tazaryach saying, how do you identify who's an Israelite or a white man? And so I pulled the picture up of, oh, the brother hung up. And then I pulled the picture up of Bob Marley to identify who's a black man or a white man. And so I did that to say, okay, let's get rid of the lookership. What should we be looking at to identify an Israelite? Well, I think the sperm is good enough. And here's what people don't know. And if you want to, if for the Israelite, all right, hold on 1 second. All right, sound should be back. I got a phone call. That's why that happens. Wait 1 second before I just want to make sure they give me the one west sign. There we go. All right, no sweat now. Go ahead and repeat your question, brother.
I just wanted your take on the Kanye West sitting down with the rabbi, asking for forgiveness and telling him he was bipolar and
yeah. What that shows is that the love of money is more important than the love of the truth and the love of the Most High. That's what you saw. Like when it says that money is the root of all evil. So the Bible says a few things. Of course, we know money is the root of all evil, but also in the book of Luke and Matthew, it says where your heart is, that's where your treasure is. So if your heart is about money, if your heart is about fame, if your heart is about wealth, you're going to tell the truth. And then when they strip you of that wealth, at some point, you're going to go bend the knee. At some point, you're going to go bow down. And what we witnessed was Kanye West is not special. You know who's special? The Israelites that lose their job. The Israelites that lose their job making $10 an hour, $20 an hour because they stand for the truth, they're more special than Kanye West. Because they stay in the truth. So all like what we should treasure, the most important part that all of us as Israelites should treasure is that we're better than Kanye West, we're better than Nick Cannon, we're better than all of those famous celebrities that have said they are Israelites but won't tell the truth. We are better than them. Because and that's why Christ said that it's harder for a rich man to get into the kingdom than it is for us. Because And if you think about it, don't you think we in the worst state? We should be the ones that are submitting to the white man, not the rich, because the rich are rich. The rich should have enough rich, like Kanye West was worth billions. So him telling the truth, he should have had enough saved or have enough, because, and here's the crazy part, he's not poor. He's just not. He's just not the same rich that he was before he told the truth, and that's more important to him. And then us as Israelites, we're still the same level, whether we tell the truth or not, and so we're more capable of holding to it than them. And so what we learned in that lesson is, go ahead. No, go ahead, bro.
I was gonna say whether we got money or not.
Right,
that's too.
right.
Like,
and that's the lesson we supposed to learn. Like we supposed to learn when Christ said it's better, you can put a camel through the eye of a needle before a rich man can enter into the kingdom, and that's what you find out. Because their money is more valuable to them than their own life, than their own credibility. I was saying this yesterday, like Kanye can't come out and tell the truth no more. Kanye can't come out and speak against the man no more. Kanye about to be a straight bitch for the white man.
Nah, no. I mean, he looked like that on the video. Him and Floyd Mayweather, they both look crazy. I ain't gonna lie, I'm like, damn. But you know what's so crazy, Cat? The crazy thing is because I think even with the whole celebrity thing, I think that shit is dying out. Nobody.
You know how you know it's dying out? You want me to give you the proof that it's dying out? The more that you see us, when I'm saying us now, I'm talking about us as Israelites. The more that you see us getting on these platforms, you're realizing that we don't need like in the back in the day. And back in the day could be 2020, could be 2015, could be 1990, could be whenever. Back in the day, because the Israelites were so young, as far as like we're the youngest spiritual system in America, right? Meaning like Christianity, Islam, Kemet shit. You know, people have been believing that since America been established almost.
Yeah, I remember watching the when you and Polite were going back, General Harshard, where y'all had the Kemet on trial.
Right.
That was a young boy.
Yeah, so but when you go back before that, you know, Israelites started coming into, black people started waking up to being Israelites late 1800s, 1900s. And so now mainstream media in the 90s, you would have people like the Wu-Tang Nas, Meldrick Taylor, boxer, a couple of them, they would be Israelite Boys to Men. So you had celebrities that would say they was Israelites, and it would be good. We would need that. But now, because of the internet, and we've made such a force making our presence known, we don't need celebrities as much. What I mean by that, and that's not to say that you don't sit down with celebrities, have conversations with celebrities and stuff like that, but them being the voice that we needed isn't as prominent, because now they'll pull a Captain Tazaryach, they'll pull a Commander Jenny Hunter, they'll pull brothers onto those platforms, and then they can speak for it. But now here's where the greater responsibility comes from now. Now we as Israelites really have to hold ourselves to the greatest standard humanly possible. Meaning like that brother Gorilla Hebrew, the former Israelite brother Gorilla Hebrew, he was also one. He was also one that, now I'm not even saying this to say, I ain't even gonna say nothing bad about him, because I don't want to take away from the point in this instance. The former Israelite brother Gorilla Hebrew, but I'm using this as an example. He was another one that was putting in work, bringing to light that, you know, about the Israelites. What we find out, and the reason why I say we have to hold ourselves to the highest standard is because we find out the evil shit that he's done. And so what makes us different than what's supposed to make us different than Christians and Muslims, when we find out the Christian is doing some bad shit and the Muslim is doing some bad shit, we supposed to hold him to the highest standard, which is why I speak the way I speak about him. So in all, Israel is becoming the flex to be But what you do with that flex is going to say a lot about you. So what Kanye West did with the flex of being a saying that we Israel, you see he didn't hold to it. So it was something that we was able to capitalize on. I know I did. I was able to interview the brother. Like I interviewed Kanye West. I was able to bring some light to it. And that brings more attention to us. So when they come and check Captain Tazaryach out or come to check any Israelite out from that position, they're saying, damn, I saw the interview you did. Let me check out the information. So they still have value in that sense. But the value of being heartbroken, I don't think anybody should be heartbroken by seeing Kanye West leave.
I don't think I was heartbroken. I just was a little disturbed. Like,
yeah, I'm not saying you. I'm speaking in general. I'm not saying you.
No, for sure, in general. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I wasn't really talking about you, but it is talk about like, damn, we thought because Kanye West held out the longest though. That nigga was holding out for about 4 years. He held out about 4 years.
Y'all just was on Clubhouse not that long ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He held out. Yeah, he held out for a minute, but because his money was longer. Like he held out longer than Nick Cannon. But once that money must have hit a point where I got to do something. It's almost like basketball players and football players that won't retire when it's time. Because and they'll tell you
let that shit go.
Yeah, and they'll tell you like it's not necessary about the money. Even in that movie Paid in Full when Mitch said, yeah, you know niggas got dough, niggas could lead a game. But if I lead a game, will they still love me? And so the love of friends, the love of fame, the love of the game, all of those play a part. And so for Kanye, it wasn't enough to just be content with standing on your principles. He needed to be back. He needed to be back into the world.
Do you think they was attacking his kids though too? Because I think a lot of that play, even though you shouldn't still.
His mother, the mother of his kids is the greatest enemy to him.
Oh, because she's not an Israelite for sure.
Not only is she not an Israelite, because that's the first thing, but there's a lot of Israelite mothers that aren't good to their kids. But you got twofold. You got that.
We know that.
Right. So you got that she's not an Israelite, and you got that what she was doing with the daughter, letting the daughter get fake tattoos, fake eyes, and exposing her to the internet when Kanye didn't want her to be exposed to the internet and stuff like that. So all of that plays a part. You know what I mean? So
she did that because she knew that was going, mentally fuck with him.
Well, so. I would say mentally fuck with him, and then you got to think about what she's famous for. She's famous for sucking dick. Yeah, she's famous for sucking dick. like her claim to fame ain't her business acumen. Her claim to fame ain't her education. Her claim to fame is making a choreographed sex tape with Ray J. When I say choreographed, I mean the mama was making sure that she's in certain positions. The mama, that was choreographed, staged, so that she can get fame by y'all seeing her get fucked. And that's what made Kanye marry her.
Mm-hmm.
So Kanye loved them hoes. And so he got a hoe of a wife. So the Bible says a wicked woman is given to a wicked man. So you can't expect the whore to know how to raise kids.
Yeah.
So, those are all. And when you think about Kanye, look at the woman he got. Now he parading her.
Kanye all over the place.
Kanye, that brother needs serious help. He's not wrong when he says the bipolar and stuff. He's not wrong with having mental problems. Like mental issues is something that a lot of our people are plagued with, and they be mad. It's like I know Jenna Hyman will always say, "Hold on one second, caller, hold on."
Oh.
I learned another thing from Jenna Hyman. When I counsel people, I ask them if they're on medication. I ask them, have you had a psychic evaluation? And people get mad about that, and they get offended, like they shouldn't be on medication, they shouldn't get a psychic evaluation. But you see that brother from the Dallas Cowboys just committed suicide. Because
that was crazy.
Yeah,
he was 24.
He's only 24. Listen, 24, was a football player, had just had a great game playing football, but he wasn't right mentally. And a lot of especially young people and old people, but a lot of our people have mental issues that people are overlooking, that people are not taking serious. And y'all need to get your mental taken care of. Your mental is important, and we don't pay attention to that. You know what I mean? Like that.
Do you think it's a genetic thing? Is it something that's passed down through slavery, or
I think it's two things. I think it's genetically passed down by slavery. That's proven. Like, you can look up slavery in our DNA. That's a proven genetic thing, that the effects of slavery has been passed down, and oppression. Like, there's a study that anybody can look up that will tell you that when they took the brain of a child brought up in a single parent home and put it with the brain of a person came home from the war, that the same PTSD brain markers in the war veteran is in the same PTSD markers in the brain of children brought up like that. And so we all suffer from that. Like, post-traumatic stress syndrome is a real life thing. So kids growing up, losing their father, losing their mother, growing up poor, can't eat, going through peer pressure, being abused, all of those stressors can become so traumatic that without getting counsel, you will unalive yourself. You will do drastic things. If we went into the psyche of a lot of these Instagram models, a lot of these brothers shooting and doing all the things that they're doing, you're going to see that there's a mental trauma that happened to them that they never faced, never got counsel for, and all of this shit is a cry out because they don't know how to live their life. And all of those things take place. But if we don't go into those psyches, if they're not willing to have the conversation, you'll see that's the problem.
Well, all right, Cam. I know you got some prayers from other calls.
Yeah, I do. I appreciate it. But you was a good ass call, brother. You was a good ass call.
I swear. I don't know if you know on the gram Spooker. You follow me on the gram, Spooker gram.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's right. That's what's up. Send me the link to that.
Okay, I got you.
All right.
What, to the Kanye West John?
No, to what we follow each other on.
Oh, okay, I got you.
All right, no swear.
I got you.
And send it to this number.
I got you.
All right, no swear.
All right.
All right. Next call on the line is Mark.
What's good, Cap? Peace and blessings, brother.
I'm good to go. What's going on? Hold on 1 second. Caller, hold on. Go ahead, Mark.
Yes, sir. Hey, I'm gonna say two things. The first thing is, I watched that battle. That boy Luck said when Smack sent that first half, as soon as the cream made it, you was cremated. Man, he killed Smoke.
Nah, when I like when he said when a bitch twerk, you gotta smack the, oh my God. Oh.
He killed him, bro.
Yeah. He listen, he smoked that nigga. That's what he did. He smoked the shit out of that nigga, man. It was diabolical. It was for sure diabolical. Yeah.
Second thing is this. So I agree with about 95% of what you say. I follow you. I listen to your teachings and things like that. The one thing, the hurdle I can't get across is this. I heard you talking about sleep paralysis the other day, and this is why I don't agree. So hear me out. So I suffered from sleep paralysis pretty much my whole life until I got married and came into the truth, then it stopped. I think sleep paralysis is tied to sexual demons. And the reason I say that is because before I got married and came to the truth, I was just like any other young brother.
Hold on 1 second.
Out there going to the,
okay. Hold on 1 second. Hey, Shalom, Lil Christ. I'm live. Is this something for the live stream or something personal? I'm going to call you as soon as I get... You need me right now? All right, no sweat. I'll call you. Okay. For this... All right, no sweat. I'll call you after this live stream. All right, Shalom, Lil Christ. All right, go ahead, brother.
I got married and came into the truth, I would have sleep paralysis all the time. I remember back in high school, I would have them. And so my coach was a psychology teacher. So I asked him one day and he hit me with the science tip. Oh, it's when your your body goes to sleep, it can't rest, all your muscles relax at the same time, and you can't move. Well, that didn't make sense to me because every time I would have a sleep paralysis dream, it was always associated with something demonic. Like I would literally see something, I would feel something holding me down. You know, I couldn't move. It wasn't enough where I was just laying there, couldn't move like I was in a paralyzed state. I would actually see stuff and it would scare the shit out of me. And I would jump up out of my sleep and I wouldn't go back to sleep for the rest of the night.
You ever have you ever have nightmares without sleep paralysis?
Yes, but not to the point where I couldn't go back to sleep.
What did you see in the nightmares without sleep paralysis?
Like getting shot or getting shot at, stuff like that.
You ever see monsters? You ever see monsters and shit like that?
No, I never seen monsters in the nightmare.
The reason why I say that is because seeing things while you waking up, I wouldn't be surprised at it because you're in the sleep state. So that's why I always say, like, I go with the scientific part of it. Because you're in a sleep state and you're waking up, you're still in a dream state. So seeing visions and shit like that wouldn't be abnormal to see. So I still would go with the scientific position. It's like I've had it happen to me. I've talked about it. And so when I wake up, it do feel like something's on you. But at the same time, if you in the middle of dreaming or having a dream and you still seeing visions like that, I would attribute it more to being sleep when you ain't supposed to. That's why I still look at it that way.
Yeah, okay. And I'll tell you something else too. What was significant to me was I was in the book of Job one day and I came across this passage, which I'm sure now I probably took it out of context. But when I read that passage in Job, I was like, man, that sounds like sleep paralysis.
What'd he say?
You know, so in Job 4:14 and 16, it says, fear came upon me and trembling, which made all my bones to shake. Then a spirit passed before my face. The hair of my flesh stood up. It stood still, but I could not discern the form thereof. An image was before my eyes. There was silence, and I heard a voice saying. So when I read that, I was like, damn, that's crazy because I would never
think that you can't see spirits or feel spirits. I'm not saying that. I'm only talking about sleep paralysis. I'm not saying that you can't. You can read that. Like in the book of Tobit, when they talk about Asmodeus, she had a demon on her. That demon had a name. That demon's name was Asmodeus. So I'm not saying that can't happen. I'm only talking about sleep paralysis is something that's scientific, but I'm never saying that you can't have a demon on you. Anybody can have a demon on it. I'm not saying you can't feel a spirit. I'm not saying that because you can see that also.
I appreciate it. And the last thing before I let you go, so I work out too, bro, and I created a workout brand, and I got hoodies I sell. But I wanna send you a couple, on me. How can I get them to you?
When we get off the phone, I'll text you my address that you can mail them to.
All right, appreciate that, brother.
Hey, no sweat, brother.
All right, thanks.
All right, no sweat. All right. Caller, hold on. All right, 209.
Shalom.
Hey, Shalom, you got a question or comment?
Yeah, I just wanted to ask you, back, like, how, like, some panels, they talk about, like, the 60s and 70s, how, like, welfare cracked, so on and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
Those conversations. I was going to ask you, because I come to realize from my father, because he was born in the 60s, he was raised in that era, right?
Mm-hmm.
And those young men, because I understand, slavery, what happened to us, but a lot of the young men had businesses, their fathers or grandfathers had businesses, and they would sell the business just to flip money, just to sell crack and do dumb shit. It wouldn't even be on some like I'm oppressed or I need to do this shit to feed my family. It just be like I just want to.
What are they living? Right. So and what are they living?
They're living a sinful life. Are you?
No, don't say. Okay, you're not wrong when you say sinful life. But what are they living? They live in street life, right? The street life is more
street life, right.
So the street life is more enticing to them than living the straight life because, and that goes back to peer pressure. That goes back to They don't want to have, like you said, they got the business set up. They don't want to live that way. So you're going to have stories like that. It's damn near like a kid brought up with good parents, and they raise them the right way. Then they go live the street life because they want to be cool. Those things happen too.
Right. Because and like my pops, like his father passed away when he was 4, so he was like raised with his uncle and his mom and shit like that. Like he had to figure it out. But he was raised in Oakland, California, where in the 80s you already know what went on in the day, right?
Real talk.
The crack cocaine and all that shit. So I was saying, like, okay, yes, I understand the oppressive part, but a lot of Jake, like you said, make excuses. I only say all of them had broken homes, or fixed home or broken home. I would just say, like, a lot of Jake make excuses to do wrong. For instance, like this, I'm gonna give you an example. Okay, we all know the Willie Lynch letter, right? Put the dark,
that's not real.
The quarter dark, all that bullshit, right?
You know that's not.
My whole thing, like,
slow down.
My bad.
Yeah, you know that's not real. When people say the Willie Lynch letter, that's not a real
I
letter.
Understand.
Okay, no sweat. Go ahead.
Right. Right now, I'm not, and I know that's not real, but people make excuse of why. And I'll give a small example of why to practice colorism when a real motherfucker be like, I don't give a damn what the white man say. I'm gonna burn that letter and not practice that shit. But we make so much excuse to be oppressed. That's what I'm getting at. You see what I'm saying?
Right. So all of those things exist at the same time because black people are not a monolith. So you got but overall oppression is the majority. But are you going to have pockets of people that choose to live that lifestyle on their own? Yes. So I don't want to make, so you're not wrong in what you're saying, but you can't dismiss that oppression is the start of the condition that we're in. But you're right, you're right when you say there's some people that just idolize the drug dealer, idolize the gang life, idolize so much so, and they want to be down so much that they do shit, and you be like, why is you rapping like this? Why is you acting? Why are you selling drugs? You's a good kid. Like, why you doing? So those exist too. You know, that comes with the territory.
Right, and I'm not dismissing the oppression. It's just like, I believe, I'm always believe that black people, Israelites, are stronger than any nation through the strength of Yahweh Shemi Awashah. I'm always stand on that, right? So I believe we're stronger than them mentally, physically, everything. They can't fuck with us. I'm gonna always stand by that. And also, I'm gonna go against the damn narrative that the media try to push on our people. And it started because everybody say, and this ties into my whole point. And I'm not gonna keep you long, Cat. Okay. This ties into the whole point. I'm going to always say the biggest weapon that the white man uses is his media. The gun is the after effect, but the biggest weapon is his media through the lies and propaganda. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then they hit you they hit you with that hypnosis. You know, I believe it. Oh, so the white man, for instance, he said I'm a monkey, I'm gonna act like a monkey. You know, I'm gonna act like this. So I believe is that falls into play too, and then the after effect is, of course, the guns, the drugs, and all the other bullshit. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But because I don't believe every black, because people talk about the 50s and all that. I have uncles, aunties that were successful back then. They didn't sell out, they didn't coon or nothing. They were just some of them went to the military, I would say, and they used that benefit to buy land, all that type of stuff. So I didn't really get to witness that in my personal life, and also the Jakes around me. Like we was not rich, but we was not poor, and I think that was like majority of Jake. And I'm not negating the fact of the so-called poor class. I'm saying so-called because it's just rich and poor, all that poor middle.
No, but during those times, it wasn't just about poor. So like during those times, they still would be under Jim Crow, under segregation. What makes it bad back then is the desire to still want to fit in and give up our culture and lifestyle. That's the main thing that play. Like we should have stayed in that oppression, but not thinking that integration was the answer. We should have thought of a different answer. Because so like back then you ain't having the drugs and stuff like that, the broken homes, but you having an oppression against black people that they're looking to stop being oppressed. Like Jennifer Hyman always bring up when we talk about you got to laugh in the barrel, you can't eat vanilla ice cream, you got to walk across the street, you got these stores you can't go to, these other stores you can't go to, this education you can get, this education you can't get. So I understand why they didn't want that, but the method that they went to change it is what allowed us to be infiltrated and then become gangs and drugs and stuff like that. We just chose a different fight.
You have said that on Tommy panel, and man, you put the nail in the coffin with this when you said I'm gonna stick to the chitlin circuit. You said that, right?
Yeah.
And I know what you were saying.
Right.
I'm gonna stick to the underground. I'm gonna stick with my folks, and that's how I think. I'm like, man, we are so weak, man. Everything in this fucking country, damn near, was invented by us. I have a book that tells you there's over 1,000, not 50, over thousands of patents that belong to us that got stolen. My grandfather invented some shit. Got took. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shit like that. So I'll be looking at it like that, like, man, Jake, we are fucking better. But a lot of, and I'm not negating the fact of the oppression, because the white man is a damn devil. But I'm saying a lot of Jake, especially pro-black motherfuckers, they be looking at the white man like a boogeyman. That's the end-all boogeyman. The boogeyman, nah, you gotta overcome like David did, because I don't give a damn what nobody say. David had to face a giant. He only had a slingshot, a faith and slingshot and a rock, and God gave him that. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
And to destroy the giant. So that's how I look at this system. It's a giant, metaphorically. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. I agree with you 100%.
And our ancestors, we overcame that. So, but like you said, it's just like the tactics of the white man, like keeping people out, and on, like when you guys, and I'm gonna get off. When you and Angry Man went into the sellers to the Negro and everything, that's all that, just that mentality of his world, like, okay, I'm gonna make them feel oppressed. I'm gonna make them feel inferior and everything. By saying, oh, you can't afford that shit. But Jake, dumbass, we go.
We fall for it. No, I can afford that shit. I'm about to and then buy the whole shit and waste all your money and then go home like, man, I shouldn't have bought this shit.
Dumbass, bro. But no, real talk. Hey, real quick before I get off, pause before I get off the phone. I know New York, I know y'all be on. Like, that's hella funny, bro.
Yeah.
But then, let me say this though. Nas or Jay-Z, real quick?
Nas.
Why you say Nas over Jay-Z?
Because Nas has always been Nas. He's still relevant to this day. Jay-Z is not. Jay-Z has always rode whatever wave was popular. So he rode Jazz wave, he rode Kane's wave, he rode Big's wave. Big really gave him his style to run with. Hold on one second. Caller, hold on. So Biggie gave him the style to run with, and then when Biggie died, all the Biggie fans just transferred to Jay. But Jay still didn't really latch on. And then he latched on to Foxy, he latched on to the shiny suits and shit, because that was Diddy shit. Right. Then when X came out, and then when X came out, he came with the Doug shit. With the Doug shit, because that's what X was on. And then when Annie came out, when Volume 3 came out, that's when he kind of started to get into his own lane. That's when he really started to get into his own lane. But then he still would ride people's way. When 50 Cent came out, now him and 50 Cent got the G-Unit and the Rockaway shit going and stuff like that. Kanye West is hot. What'd he do? Do an album with Kanye West? So he's always rode somebody else's way, whereas Nas has just always been Nas. The worst thing Jay did was battle Nas, because Nas was really fading into fucking oblivion. That Nostradamus album, that was not a good album. And then Jay battled Nas and woke up a sleeping dragon, and then Nas started, you know what I mean? And to this day, like, Nas did 6 albums in like 6 years or 3. Nas did 6 albums like 3 or 4 years recently, and them shits is still fire. That my ringtone is The Cure by Nas off the King's Disease album, and that's like my favorite song right now. So I would take Nas over Jay.
He put out, right?
Say what?
That's his new album that he recently put out with a red background?
Yep, that's the album I'm talking about.
That album is fire. I said Lauryn Hill did her thing on that.
Yeah, she did, yep. Now, Lauren crazy as batshit. She was just sober for about an hour. She was sober to do that part. That's it.
I literally said she was sober. I say Lauren, male or female, she's one. I could put her in that kind of like.
Lauryn Hill has arguably one of the greatest hip hop albums ever. Like that, the Miseducation of Lauryn Hill is one of the greatest hip hop albums to ever grace the stage. And then and
Now
then
I gotta
and then
respond
she
to
went
that.
psycho. Wait, come on, man. Now I gotta take these next calls, man.
I want to give feedback to Jay, but I'll do that another time.
All right, no sweat. I
Hey,
appreciate it, brother.
I was the caller that called the other night about the John the Baptist. Hey, I'm gonna do like more study and everything, bro. I appreciate the debate.
Hey, no problem.
Hard feelings, bro.
No, ain't none. I
Shalom.
appreciate you calling me back about it. I appreciate it, brother.
Shalom.
All right, no sweat. Shalom. Hey, I don't talk. Before I bring my man Mike Love, I don't know what he about to try to check me on. I don't talk Carl Gas business on the Sabbath. But to the brother that's asking the question, or sister, I'm not sure. If you could just message me, I'll answer it when the sun goes down. I don't talk no Carl Gas business during the Sabbath. All right. Michael Love, what's up?
Hey, shalom, Lord Christ, cat.
Oh shit! Oh shit! That man said shalom, Lord in Christ. Okay. Shalom, Lord Christ. What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike? What's up, Mike Love? Mike Love on his way. What's up, Mike?
I just gotta be careful. You know, I don't want to be getting checked, going to counsel and all that stuff. I want to make sure I'm all right.
Right. What's up?
Nah, I just wanted to speak on that. It seems like everybody is speaking and talking about that sleep paralysis.
Right.
That it's only mental fatigue, Cap.
That's it.
And I'm telling this from experience because when I was younger, like that's good that you asked the guy, did he have nightmares? Because if you have nightmares, sleepwalk, headaches, when I was younger, I had to go through stuff with all this and everything. Mm-hmm. What it is mental fatigue. And the thing about it is, a lot of people don't know how to distinguish or discern mental fatigue. You can do physical fatigue, like say if you go to the gym and say you do a real good back workout, and then it gets sore. You know where I can't. I'm gonna have to wait a while to do another back workout because your body tells you where you overdid it or where it's fatigue or a problem is happening at. Right. Mentally, we can't see it because people don't know, but mentally you take every single thing in, from sight to sound to taste, everything. You take it all in constantly. It don't stop. Your mental receiving doesn't stop, and that's what happens. Is when it's a thing of your mind is still moving, still doing things and still processing stuff, and your body is like, you got your circadian rhythms, and then your body is like, okay, it's time to wake up. It's not, I'm tired, but your mind is still trying to do stuff. It comes to that, and that a lot of times that comes down to unfinished goals. If you want to do, you have to finish things you have to do, stuff like that, and it comes that way to where you got to start planning, you got whoever's having those problems, start planning, slow down, look and see what they're doing. You're moving too fast and you're not accomplishing things. And that's when I started from. This is from when I was in Jersey as a child, because I used to go to East Orange to they used to have a clinic up there, and I used to have to go up there, and it was to help with migraines and stuff like that. So it was people have to slow down. You may have to make sure you get your rest and do that. If you're tired, if you're sleeping, if you're not getting focused, those are signs of mental fatigue, and a lot of people can't handle that and do it. But I mastered it because I drive trucks. Right. So now my mental fatigue is I have to know the signs, because I could be on the road falling asleep, or I got to drive this many hours and I'm just in the truck on the road, things happening. So it's that. People got to get their mentals right with their physical. And that's the thing, that because your mentally it doesn't stop. Your mind is always working and taking stuff in, always working. And when you sleep is when the processing starts. Right. And that's what I was trying to tell people. Like, you're in the middle of trying to do two things at once that you're not supposed to be doing at once. Exactly. Yeah, right. Exactly. And that comes with your the sleeping. You're sleeping in time like that, to where you do have to make sure you get your rest, even because you do get your rest by just relaxing. Because it's right out here right now. It's 8 hours. In 2 hours, we got class in 2 hours.
Right.
So what I do, like right now, like after you like your live and everything over, I call it planking, but I just relax. I just sit there and relax.
Right.
Just don't do nothing. Don't be thinking about I gotta do just relax. Just sit there and relax. So that's what I used to do when I get migraines. I used to have to be in a quiet place and not try to think. Just relax, breathe, and just relax. And then after that, bam, it's like almost getting a nap. You reset your body. Sometimes you gotta slow down. We are running so fast. You're watching so many things on especially social media. We are watching, it's so much stuff happening. We're getting flashed. Just like when those old movies when they keep the people eyes open and they just flash stuff at them and they damn near go crazy. That's what's happening with these apps. We are watching so much stuff to where sometimes turn everything off.
Yep. Shut
Some
it down.
people are afraid to be with themselves.
Yep. Real talk.
So that's that main thing. It's mental fatigue, Cap. That's what that is. Once people mentally start thinking, relaxing themselves, then it'll get better. That would cease down and come. I guarantee that for anyone that does that, anybody that do that, I guarantee that would eliminate that happening for them.
I appreciate it, brother.
That's all, Cap. You have a good one today, man.
Hey,
Shalom.
you too. All right, shalom. All right, next caller, 661-910.
Shalom, Cap.
Hey, shalom out. You got a question or comment?
I have two. You already answered one about car staff. I have a niece that has eczema, I think, and I think I heard you say that you had something for her, but I'm going to hit you on that on another day. I respect that you don't want to get into that on the Sabbath.
Right.
All right.
You can go to my website when the sun goes down. That's all.
I just want to know what product.
Just text me when the sun. You could text this number when the sun goes down.
Yeah, we're not going to get into that. I
Right.
respect that. Second thing, Cap. What I would like for you to do is to reintroduce the real Yahuwah to us. A lot of us still have a lot of that leaven from Christianity about, oh, he knows my heart. He's gonna love me anyway. I do this, and he's gonna know. That's not who Yahuwah is.
What does that look like to you? Cause I do that. I do that already. Like when I teach class, when we have classes, so we kind of do that already. But are you saying something different than what we already do?
Well, I'm just one class on the introduction of Yahuwah.
But what does that mean? The introduction of Yahuwah. What does that mean, though?
I'm gonna get into that.
Oh, okay.
To me, it's first of all, he's a man of war.
Right. That's Exodus 15:3.
He would send his Israelites, and he told them, "Listen, I want you to do this to these folks. Kill them all, burn the house, do this, do that, do this." I mean, he's not an Elohim that you need to play with, and he's not trying to be your friend. That's not the role that you
Caller, hold on.
Of who he really is. And the scripture really defines who he is. I think that
hold on one second. Hey, dude that just joined my line, you got to mute your background, dude. 816, you got to mute your phone, dude. He'll learn. Go ahead, brother.
Okay, well, no, that's about it. It's just a reintroduction of who Yahuwah is. So when those of us who came out of Christianity have to understand, you can't, that we were lied to there, but here you're going to get the truth. This is who he is, and this is why you do what he say and why you should fear him. This is why.
Okay. I appreciate it. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I'm done.
All right, I appreciate the call, brother. And don't forget to text me when the sun goes down.
Will do. All right. Shalom.
All right. Was there anything I needed to finish? I finished breaking down whooping Sinetta and all in mass. Oh, when I beat Sinetta ass on the word hate and abhor. On that word hate and abhor, I showed him in front of everybody. Stupid ass JJ came in there talking about, JJ said, there ain't no word for hate in the Hebrew. Jeremiah Judah is like one of the dumbest niggas on the internet. I mean, when I say one of the dumbest, one of the dumbest niggas that you'll ever see on the internet is Jeremiah Judah. And that man yelled out on the internet, ain't no hate in Hebrew. That don't even make no damn sense. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Yes, my name is James. I'm calling from Kansas City, Missouri.
You got a question or comment, brother?
Yeah, I got a question. My question is like, what would you suggest to a brother that been knowing the truth?
So I got to reset. All right, you can go ahead and ask the question again.
Yeah, what would your suggestion be to a brother that know the truth and everything, that kind of been kind of congregated with a couple of camps and they didn't work out, and then after that you backslide, and you stand you stay hold fast to the truth, but you just don't have nowhere to go or have nobody to be surrounded with.
Here's what you do. You flatline yourself. What I mean by flatline yourself is forget all of that shit and just get in class. So when you come into ISUBK, whatever your past is, it's just that, your past. The point is to let go of that past and to let go of that guilt of that past, because that's what happens to a lot of us. Brothers, you're giving the example of a brother in and out of the truth. Another person might have slept with somebody's woman. Another person might have harmed somebody. And those things you'll let stop you from getting back in class and getting in the truth. When as long as you have breath in your lungs, you're supposed to fight to stay in this truth. You're supposed to recover. You're supposed to pick yourself up. So my advice would be to get back in class.
Do y'all have a class? Do y'all have a camp in Kansas City, Missouri? I just don't know.
Yeah, we do. Let me see if did I save the brother's number? Hold up.
Cause I've been in a couple of camps classes, just didn't work out. I don't want to go into like personal reasons. Maybe I'll discuss.
I don't need to know that.
Yeah, but it's just like, it just seems like, damn, I get in here, so now if something happened that gets me from there, so I'm like, damn, where do I go? Who do I congregate with? Who do I fellowship with?
I'm mad. I don't. Hold on 1 second. I'm trying to find this brother's number. Is your pawn here? Hold on 1 second, brother. Just bear with me. All right, I should be back. Give me a 1, 2, 3 if I'm back. My Wi-Fi, it tried to connect to my Wi-Fi. Give me a 1, 2, 3 if I'm back. Give me a 1, 2, 3 if I'm back. There we go. It tried to connect to my Wi-Fi because I'm close to my Wi-Fi. Caller, what's your name? Where you calling from?
Peace, brother. It's Cuban Crisis.
It's who? What's going on, brother? How you been?
All right, how you been?
I've been all right. You got a question or comment?
Yeah, just a question. Just something my boys kind of wondered. And I'm asking this out of sincerity. So this isn't a question to ask to anything else. As far as the camps go, when you talk Old Testament, New Testament camps, what exactly is like the theological indifferences, and are they major differences?
I would say rank, doctrine would be the two.
So, like, as far as doctrine, as far is it? Would you say doctrine as far as like taking things literal or allegorical?
Yeah,
And
like
that.
somebody might say Jesus is God. Hold on one second. Hold on one
Mhm.
second. Caller, hold on. Like some camps might say Jesus is the Most High God of the Old Testament. We disagree with that. Some people might say, many different things. And so if we can't unite, like the Bible will say, can two walk lest they be agreed. So if we can't unite on that, that would be one of the things that keep us apart.
Okay. I appreciate it, bro.
Hey, no sweat out. Take care.
All right, bro.
Shout out to Drop City. Appreciate the super chat donation. Last caller says Isaiah on my phone.
So, give me 1 second. I think I asked my wife if she had any questions about anything she read, but I did have a question. Just give me 1 second, brother. What's up? What was your question? Come on, give me. All right, brother. I actually had a question about something that I was showing her in Genesis, because she's breeding right now and she's new. But in Genesis, I saw where it said Joseph was practicing divination. What does that mean?
Who taught it?
And I want to say in Genesis 44, where
Can you read
Joseph had placed a. Yes, give me 1 second. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm looking for it right now. It has to do with when he found the cup. Okay, here it is. Genesis 44 and verse 5. Is not this this is the cup? Is not this in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? Ye have done evil in so doing. And it said somewhere else in this chapter that Joseph was doing divination. What does that mean exactly?
I'm sorry. Let me go to the verse. You said it's Genesis what?
44 and verse 5.
I'm just going to start at verse 1. And he commanded stewards, have saying, fill the men's sack with food, so as much as they can carry, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest in his mouth. His corn money, and he did according to the word. And as soon as the morning was light, the men were sent away. And when Joseph was gone out of the city, and I just set a steward up, follow after the men. And when thou dost overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? Is not this it is which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? Ye have done an evil. Why does divination?
Because verse 15 also says the same word.
I understand the word.
Verse 15,
The word is divineth, right?
yes.
That doesn't sound like divination. So I'm gonna look up the word in Hebrew to see what it says. So divineth, it says to practice divination, divine, observe signs, learn by experience, diligently observe, practice, fortune telling, tell as an omen, to practice divine, to observe the signs or omens. So you actually have a good point to ask that question. It says, is not, so verse 4 says, and when they were going out of the city and not yet far off, Joseph said unto his steward, up, follow after the men, and when thou doest overtake them, say unto them, wherefore have ye rewarded evil for good? Is not this it is in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? So is that talking about Joseph, or that's talking about someone else divining something?
I thought that was talking about Joseph, because Joseph sent his servants to go after his brothers, and these are his servants speaking to his brothers, so their Lord would have been Joseph.
And then when you keep going, it says, and he overtook them and spake unto them the same words, and they said unto him, wherefore saith my Lord these words? God forbid that thy servant should do according to this thing. Behold, the money which we found in our sack's mouth we brought again unto thee out of the land of Canaan. How then should we steal out of thy Lord's house silver or gold? With whomsoever of thy servant it be found, both let him die, and he will also be my Lord's bondman. And he said unto them, he says divine, in what verse again? Oh, it's 15, I see it. And so it said, now let it also be according unto your words. He with whom it is found shall be my servant, and you shall be blameless. Then they speedily took down every man his sack to the ground and opened every man's sack. And he searched. Let me see if I could just read. And Joseph said unto them, what deed is this that ye have done? Wot ye not that such a man as I can certainly divine? So I'm probably have to let me. I would probably have to look at this a little more, because when it says, is it not that it in which my Lord drinketh, and whereby indeed he divineth? When I look up in verse 1, it says, and he commanded the steward of his house, saying, fill the men's sack with food as much as they can carry. And he says, and put my cup, the silver cup, in the sack's mouth of the youngest. So the cup that he's talking about is the silver cup, right? I'm asking you.
Yes.
So it doesn't sound like he's doing any divination, but he put it in that cup. He put it in that sack for a reason. Like, that's the sack that he would pinpoint. So I would probably have to read more into the story to see exactly what it's talking about. It's almost like if you have a special object and you want that object, you putting that object in someone's backpack, and then you tell them to go look for that object, almost like a setup. That's what it sounds like. It sounds like a setup to me. But I would have to read more to the story before I give you a direct answer, if that's okay with you.
And that's fine. I heard a brother, like, I don't even know if we would consider him a brother, because what he was trying to say, there's such thing as a righteous divination, like a while back, and he used this, and I just turned it off. I wasn't listening to it until I came back to the story and my wife was reading it. And then I was like, oh, they really did say this twice, that he divines, and I was like, I wonder what that means now. But when I first heard that point, I just turned it off. Like, there's no such thing as righteous divination.
Yeah, it's definitely not. And that's not righteous divination, because you don't see him divinating anything to a deity. You just seeing him putting a cup in a bag, a specific person's bag, so that he can question them about that bag and say, did I not divine this? The divine could be just simply setting that cup up for whatever purpose he has. But I have to read the whole story before I can fully answer you.
Come. The water.
No sweat out. Appreciate the call. All right, I think that's it. So I appreciate y'all rocking with me. Until next time, shalom. Make sure y'all enjoy y'all Sabbath. Eat y'all turkey sandwiches. Don't you cut that light on. Don't you flip that light switch. Don't you turn the heat on. I know it's getting cold. You better not light that fire for the heat. You make your sandwiches. Don't y'all use that microwave. That's for all you Shabbat Shalom niggas. I'm just joking, y'all. I'm not for real. Shelby, I'm not for real, man. I'm joking. But until next time, Yahweh Bashim Yahshua Brakathum, Yahweh Shemal Atham Bashim Yahshua. Shalom.